All right, we move on now to the Holiday Bowl. This is an annual, a long-time bowl game, one of the longer tenured bowl games. This has been the Holiday
Yeah.
Bowl's been in play for about 40, 50 years now. Petco Park, San Diego, NC State taking on UCLA. We've got pretty much a pick 'em here. NC State 1 point favorites here, 60 the total in this game. You look at these two teams, NC State, great season for Dave Doran's crew, 9-3, very solid year overall. They end it with a big rivalry win, 34-30 against North Carolina. I sometimes worry about betting these teams that are coming off a big season-ending win against a rival like that. Sometimes you don't have that same mindset and focus for the bowl game because that was a big win. They finally got the better of North Carolina, 34-30, big comeback win for NC State. Obviously, this team defensively, one of the better teams in the ACC this year. They were on that side of the football. A great duo at running back with Zonovan Knight, Ricky Person, terrific running the ball. Devin Leary, a capable quarterback. Emeka Emezi, outstanding receiver, leading them down the field. The better defense, certainly, than UCLA. That's the one thing that stands out immediately is that I think you got to put more faith and trust probably in the NC State defense compared to the UCLA defense. As of right now, this is one of those games, Connor, you probably just go ahead and you handicap the matchup on the field because there's no coaching turnover in this game. Nobody said we're not playing yet in this bowl game. This looks like all hands on deck, coaching staff's intact on both sides. It's probably is one of those games you go out there and handicap the matchup. And when you look at it here for UCLA, they're going up against an NC State defense that for the year is giving up 3.8 yards per carry. That's pretty damn impressive. And look, they've suffered some injuries on the defensive side of the football. I don't like that the run defense kind of trended downward a little bit the last 3 games. Their numbers got worse, but one of them was North Carolina, one of them was Wake Forest, 2 terrific offensive football teams. So, it's still a little bit of a worry for me, UCLA. It's a team that really is a big-time reliance on the run game more than anything else. They run it way more than they throw it. Everybody thinks of, the Chip Kelly UCLA offense as an explosive passing game. It really isn't. It's a run-oriented spread. It always has been. They want to run the football. They run the football 42 times a game compared to throwing it just 27 this year. So will that run game work against that NC State front seven that's been pretty good against the run this year? I think from a matchup standpoint, there's things to like about NC State, yet the money's come in on UCLA. Maybe that's because it's in California. Maybe from a fan perspective, Bruins are going to have a greater turnout of fans than the Wolfpack. We'll have to wait and see on that. But certainly it looks like for a team that's got the better defensive team, a cheap number here on NC State. So, and I'm not scared of bowl season to go against a line move. If I think it's the wrong move, I'll say it. Just like I thought Texas Tech. I'm surprised the money was coming in on them in the last game we talked about. So I'm leaning State right now. What do you think here, Holiday Bowl?
Yeah, this is one you want to wait to hear all the information too, whether, NC State's just going there, on a freaking holiday. No Holiday Bowl. So in this one, UCLA.
It's just a holiday, yeah, not really to win a football game.
In California. Yeah. This is one you got to stay on top of, all the way till game time, what the programs are doing. If you can get the most information you can. I talked about with UCLA, when they win, when they need to be in a game, the game's going to go over. So if you think they're going to be in this one a little bit, this gets over 59. Their last 3 games, Colorado, SC, and Cal, 44-20, 62-33, 42-14. That was basically them all year. They had a few unders, like when they beat Arizona 34-16. But this is an over team. I think Thompson, they move the ball well. I think people are how good UCLA played down the stretch. NC State's a little banged up. You talked about some of their defense. But I still like NC State. I think they're the better football team. It won't be easy to go to California and win, but I think they have the better players and the better overall team. I think you get over. The UCLA's defense isn't good. They can score a little bit, but they're just not good. I think NC State gets into the 30s, so I lean them as well and the over here.
I think you might be onto something with the over because just as you were talking, I have tons of notes in front of me, and I see NC State's season, game by game log this year. You look at a pattern of some of these games for NC State when they play explosive offenses, up tempo offenses. Yeah. That's the key. Up tempo offenses. Look, there's a bunch of them they played. They played Louisiana Tech, 61 points went over the total. They played Miami. Up-tempo offense, 61 points, went over the total. They played Wake Forest, 87 points in that game, flew over the total. North Carolina, the final game, another up-tempo offense with Sam Howell, 64 points. That game went over the total. So, yeah, NC State's got a good defense, but when they played an up-tempo offense on the other side, Connor, that team has pulled them into a higher scoring game.
Yeah, and their offense has played well. I mean, you know, Wake, not these teams have great defenses, North Carolina, Syracuse, but they were in high 30s, 40s, 42, 41, 34. So I think they get there here. So I like the over, and I lean NC State a little bit here.
I kind of like that as well now, the more I look at it. And weather shouldn't be a problem. San Diego for the Holiday Bowl, Tuesday, December 28th.